Hello and welcome back to the channel. I watched the 4th episode of Andor, and in this video I wanted to share some of my thoughts about it. If you didn't watch the episode, this is a spoiler warning. I really encourage you to watch it before watching this video, of course. And with that said, let's go straight to the review. The slower tempo continues in this episode. This show gives itself enough room to breathe. It's not shy to tell the story even through silent moments. And I love that so much. So in this episode we are following 3 events at the same time. Luthen Rael, the guy that took Andor with him, told him that he will pay him for a job on Aldhani, where a small group of rebels plan to rob an Imperial base. Luthen gives Andor a Kyber crystal as a security for payment. These rebels are not fond of accepting Andor and feel that it's problematic to include him in their plan this late in the game. But through this episode they slowly begin to accept him. At the same time we are back on Coruscant, capital of the galaxy, where we get to meet more new characters, amongst which is Lieutenant Miro, a female officer who works at the Imperial Security Bureau. We get to see their meeting, in which we hear references to planets like Ryloth, home of Hera Syndulla from Rebels, of course, and Scarif, a well-known planet from Rogue One, where the Rebels will take plans for the first Death Star. Interactions between Imperial officers gives us a better insight into the structure and hierarchy of the Empire. The Bureau decides to take actions on Morlana's system for the incident on Ferrix that we saw in the first 3 episodes. The actions are taken against the 3 inspectors who were included in that incident, and the most important person here is Deputy Inspector Karn. If I would want to give a description of this show in just one scene, it would be the one when this Deputy Inspector goes back to his mother. There is a slow music beat that almost sounds like a heartbeat, and it creates tension. The shots are slowly moving while we follow Karn to the apartment, and at the same time we see how large the architecture is and how lonely the environment seems. There is no talk almost through the whole scene. We get to see Karn just staring while being in the elevator, and on his face you can see a combined emotion of sorrow and anger. And I love that, and I really hope that we will get to see more of this character. In this episode we also discovered that Luthen Rael is an antiquity seller on Coruscant. That is his disguise from the Empire. After dropping Andor off, we see him change in his ship. He is putting on his mask, and not just the clothes and jewelry, but also his face expressions. It's all an act to cover up what he's actually doing. Mon Mothma enters the scene by visiting Luthen's antiquity shop. At first, their conversation is an act for her new driver, because she fears that she's being watched more and more every day by the Empire. She pretends that she is buying a gift for her husband, but when the two go in the back of the store, they drop the act and start to talk about transferring the funds for the rebellion. Mon Mothma also says that she found someone who can help them, and Luthen is not fond of the idea. After that, we go to her home and we see that her relationship with her husband is not good at all. It kind of seems that he doesn't share her political ideals. The episode ends back on Aldhani, a night before Andor and a small group of rebels start their attack on the Imperial base, and he has until the morning to learn the rest of the information needed for the realization of their plan. So in short, that is what we got in this episode 4 of Andor show. There was no big blockbuster action in this episode. The tension is built slowly, and I absolutely love it. It's such a breath of fresh air for the Star Wars franchise. I love it even when the character is just standing there, saying nothing, just staring at one spot, and the music is adding up to the emotion of the situation in which the character is at the moment. Now, last week I said that the only negative thing for me is a lack of the memorable music theme that we could hum and sing, but now I actually think I'm getting used to it. This show really doesn't need that kind of music theme that we used to with other Star Wars shows. This is like we are watching a well-constructed drama that it just so happens that it takes place in the Star Wars world. As I've said before, this Andor show takes itself seriously, and I really love the atmosphere. Characters, interactions are keeping me in the story. Lieutenant Miro, a female officer, is a great addition to the Star Wars franchise, and I really hope that we will get more of her story down the line. Episode 4 for me flew by really fast, and the only negative thing that I can say for this episode is that I'm missing what we had last week, and that is that we got to see 3 episodes, and now we'll be getting 1 per week. And of course that's how it works, but what I really want to say with that is that I want more. I can't wait for the next week and for the next episode. So yeah, I love it. And that's practically all I wanted to say about this episode 4 of Andor show. We'll do this like the previous week. So as far as the Black Series news goes, we didn't get anything new this week. We did get an announcement for some of the figures in their Holiday Edition line. There are pre-order dates that you can check out on Yak Face's Instagram account, but for me there's nothing much to say about these. They were announced last year, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not sure if some of them were not released yet, so we are getting them this year, but here it is. Basically, these are all repaints of the figures that came out in this line. It's a cute little Christmas gimmick, and I'm sure that there are a lot of collectors out there who will be buying them, but it's not for me. What I admire here, though, is the level of creativity that Hasbro's designers put into these figures. They are using whatever came out in the line and they are redesigning it in a way that they have a Christmas reference. From what I can see, it's all in the paint. There is no resculpting, but it's cute. Especially the gingerbread clone trooper. That one caught my eye the most. That's it for now as far as the Black Series goes. I also wanted to mention that I'm so excited that we are finally getting Deadpool 3 movie. I saw those teasers and I love it. This is something that I'm sure a lot of us wanted for years, and it's finally happening. I won't say much more than that because there are people who didn't watch it and they don't want any spoilers, so I'll respect that. And the last thing that I wanted to say in this video is that you guys are amazing. You guys out there, my fellow collectors, namely you who are watching my videos, know that I'm missing an SH Figure Arts Episode 3 Anakin from my collection, and a TMNT cartoon Shredder as well. And some of you guys actually tried to help me by contacting me over on Instagram with informations when these figures become available somewhere. And I'm really grateful for that. You guys are the best, and it's a great thing to be a part of this collecting community. So that's all that I wanted to say today, but now I would actually like to hear you guys. What are your thoughts on episode 4 of Andor? Did you watch it and how do you feel about it? What do you think about these holiday edition Black Series figures? Do you plan on getting them or not? And also, what do you think about the new Deadpool teasers? Are you excited about the movie? All of this, let me know down in the comments. That's it for now. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.